Welcome to Money in a Minute, the podcast where we make personal finance simple, practical, and easy to apply in your everyday life. I'm Nathan Brooks, here to help you take small but powerful steps toward achieving financial freedom. All right, let me ask you this. Have you ever felt like you're just getting by month to month but never really getting ahead? Like you're working hard, but your bank account never seems to reflect that hustle? I get it, I've been there. When I was in my early 20s trying to juggle student loans, rent, and the occasional impulse buy, budgeting felt like a foreign concept. But once I got a handle on it, everything started to click. Today we're diving into the basics of budgeting for Gen Z. Whether you're just starting out on your financial journey or looking for a refresh, I've got some practical tips that'll help you build a budget that works for your life, without sacrificing fun along the way. Let's start with a simple truth. Budgeting doesn't mean being broke, it means being in control. When I first started budgeting, I thought it was all about limiting myself. But then I realized it's actually about making intentional choices with where my money goes. First things first, figure out how much money you're actually bringing in and where it's going. It's so easy to overlook those small subscriptions, like your Netflix, Spotify, or even those app subscriptions you forgot about. But they can add up fast. In my case, I was paying for a gym membership I never used. The first thing I did was cut that out. And guess what? That saved me $30 a month or $360 a year with zero effort. Now, if you're not sure how to split your income, a good rule of thumb is the 50-30-20 rule. Here's how it works. 50% of your income should go to necessities. Think rent, utilities, groceries. 30% is for discretionary spending, stuff like dining out, entertainment, or shopping. And the last 20%, that goes straight into savings or paying off debt. One of the easiest ways I made budgeting stick was by automating my savings. I set up an automatic transfer to a savings account right after I got paid. That way I didn't even have to think about it. And when an emergency came up, like a surprise car repair, I had a buffer and didn't have to dip into my regular spending money. I remember when I got my first full-time job, I was living paycheck to paycheck, but I felt so proud of that first paycheck. But the reality was I wasn't saving or budgeting. It wasn't until I took a hard look at my expenses that I realized how much unnecessary stuff I was buying. Once I fixed that, my savings started growing without me even realizing it. So now that you've got a framework to work with, let's talk about how to stay motivated and track your progress. Today we talked about the basics of budgeting, knowing your income and expenses, using the 50-30-20 rule, and automating savings. It's all about taking control, not cutting back on everything you enjoy. Small changes can lead to big financial wins over time. This week, try tracking your expenses and see where you can cut back. Maybe it's that extra Uber Eats delivery, or the subscription you forgot about. Redirect those savings into something meaningful, whether that's building an emergency fund or paying down debt. If you found today's episode helpful, share it with a friend who's looking to improve their financial habits. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss an episode of Money in a Minute. Thanks for tuning in. Let's keep taking it one step at a time toward financial freedom.